an amazing week in the AI space, specifically related to large language models. Now, earlier in the week, we had the release of Llama 3, which is the best open source large language model that has ever been crafted. And now we have the release of Phi-3, and this is from the Microsoft AI team. This is the third iteration of the Phi family, and it's a set of new small models that use the same training techniques as Phi-2. And this is to basically produce a tiny but high performance model. Now, with the release of Phi-3, they also released 4 models under that umbrella. This is where we can take a look at this graph, which is showcasing the benchmark and the evaluation of all of these 4 models. Now, firstly, we have Phi-3 Mini. This is a model that has a 4K context window. And then we have a Phi-3 Mini model with a 128K context window, which is insane to have a context length for a model that is sized at 3.8K parameters. Then we have the Phi Small, which is a preview model at the moment, and it's something that has basically outsurpassed Mixtral as well as Llama 3 and Gamma 7 billion parameter models. And now we have the release of Phi-3, and this is from the Microsoft AI team. This is the third iteration of the Phi family, a set of new small models that use the same training techniques as Phi-2. This is to produce a tiny but high performance model. Now, the release of Phi-3, they basically have it so that they also introduced 4 new models under that umbrella. This is where we will first take a look at Phi-3 Mini, and this is a model with a 4K context length. Then we have the Phi-3 Mini with a 128K context length, which is just insane to me. I've never seen a smaller model like this have such a large context length. Then we have the Phi-3 Small, and then we also have the Phi-3 Medium, which is both surpassing the performance of Llama 3, which is the new model that was just released, and this is an 8 billion parameter model. Then we also have Gamma 7B that it outperforms, and we also have it so that it outperforms Mixtral 8x7B. Now, this is under the MMLU benchmark, which is assessing multi-range tasks, and it's something that we're going to go further in detail as we take a look at the comparison of the 5 new models, and we're also going to take a look at how you can get started with it. We'll also be showcasing some evaluation tests, so definitely stay tuned and let's get straight into the video. But before we move on forward, allow me to introduce today's video sponsor, 16x Prompt. 16x Prompt streamlines the workflow for coding using ChatGPT, which reduces the manual steps. This will save you API costs by using existing ChatGPT or Claude subscriptions. This is the UI of 16x Prompt. You need to specify a task type and then give it a task instruction. Now, in this example, we're basically having it so that it adds a created at column to the table, a type timestamp, as well as a default null parentheses. We're also requesting it to display it on the front end as well. We are also adding context by uploading our page JavaScript as well as a database. Now, we can see on the final prompt that it has now displayed it, and we can copy it and paste it into ChatGPT Classic. Now, you may be wondering, why might you do that? Well, this is because it provides more context and instruction for tasks without being cut off by the token limit, and because of our instructions will not be infected by any sort of extra instructions in the system prompt. So you're going to be able to get an efficient and clean answer by having it generated by ChatGPT Classic. You can use 16x Prompt for Next.js where you can develop web apps. You can use it for SQL so that you can generate SQL scripts for querying and managing databases. And lastly, you can use it for Python to generate Python scripts for data processing, building backends and front ends. This is the capability of 16x Prompt. You can actually get started completely for free by downloading it locally. This will streamline coding with AI. You just simply need to input instructions and source code and get optimized prompts for ChatGPT. It's going to ensure privacy, and there's going to be efficient token management with existing subscriptions. So if you're interested, definitely take a look at 16x Prompt with the link in the description below so that you can get started with it right away. Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video at the world of AI. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Phi-3. This is a 3.8 billion parameter large language model, which is trained on 3.3 trillion tokens. Now, despite its compact size, something that is quite comparable to larger models such as Mixtral AX7B and even GPT 3.5, where it actually achieved a score of 69% on MMLU and an 8.38 score on MT Bench. Now, the cool thing is that you can actually access the Phi-3 model on any sort of phone, meaning that you can test it on something like iPhone 14, which is something that you can see on the screen right now. It demonstrates its efficiency even on mobile devices. This is with the 4-bit quantized Phi-3 Mini, where it is running natively on an iPhone with an A16 Bionic chip, which is generating over 12 tokens per second. Let's take a look at the technical specifications of all four of these models, starting off with the Phi-3 Mini model. This is based off of the transformer decoder architecture, and this is something that comes with a default context length of 4000, but they also introduced a longer context version, which is the Phi-3 Mini 128K model. It extends the context length to 128K, and this is using the long rope approach, and it shares the same block structure as Llama 2, which utilizes the same tokenizer. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, we'll be able to see the Phi-3 small model, which is a 7 billion parameter model that they also released. It leverages the same sort of tokenizer, and it comes with a default context length as of 8K, I believe. And if we go down even more, then we'll see that they've also released a medium model. This is a 14 billion parameter model. It maintains the same tokenizer as well as the same architecture as the Phi-3 mini model, but it's actually trained on a slightly larger data set. Now, this is something that is going to be used for various other use cases, but we can see that with the smaller models that they've released, it's something that could be deployed on the phone, which is really amazing to see. Let's now take a look at the evaluation of this model, and it's just great to see that we can see that something like the Phi-3 mini model, which is comprising of approximately 3.8 billion parameters, is able to even outperform something like Mixtral as well as Llama 3. Now, these are small models which they are able to record such amazing results on various benchmarks, something like where it can perform quite well in common sense or even logical reasoning. These are the benchmarks that they've used to basically do standardized tests for the language model, and they use the same models for evaluating all models so the test can be basically compared fairly. And we can see that from all the scores, they basically do a relatively good job in comparison to some of these other models. In some cases, it even outperforms GPT 3.5 as well as Mixtral, and it's just remarkable to see. Now, before we move on to test this model, I want to showcase how you can install it or how you can actually access it. There's two methods. You can obviously use Hugging Chat to get started and access all four of these models, or you can install it locally by simply copying the model card, open up LM Studio. If you do not have LM Studio, I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below. This is a great way for you to install any sort of open source model locally. Now, once you have LM Studio opened up, make sure you just paste in the model card into the search tab over here. Just simply click enter and you're going to be able to find that model that you want to install. Install it based off of the comp model that you want to work with, and then you can just install it by clicking on this button over here. And once you're done, you can then select the conversation tab, and then you can load up the model that you just recently installed, and then you can start chatting with it within LM Studio's interface. Now, before I move on to any sort of testing, you guys need to realize that this model is not known for coding or doing complex reasoning. This is a model that is basically going to be used for general inquiries where it can solve any sort of question answer, generic use cases, as it's profound mostly for knowledge-based tasks, not for like complex coding. So if you ask it to generate code for something like a game, like a snakes and ladder game, or any sort of complex Python script, you're not going to be able to get the best generation, as it's going to be incorrect and it won't be able to generate the full context of that code. But whereas if you are to answer some generic questions, it will be able to do so. So the main focus of this model where it could be used is where you can deploy it as a question answering bot, or you can have it used where it's coupled with something like a RAG algorithm, where you're going to be able to get the best use case of this model. Let's first start off by taking a look at the example prompts. This is something that is really good at testing a generic use case of a model, where we're going to basically have it write an email from a bullet list. And we can see over here that this is the example. As a restaurant owner, write a professional email to the supplier to get these products every week. you have wine, you have eggs, and bread. And we can see over here that it does a great job within a couple seconds of generating this response. Now, I am pretty sure, as I said before, it's not going to be able to generate a snake game. If you even ask it to do this, it won't even be functional. And I guarantee that if you are to copy and paste this into your VS Code, you're not going to be able to get any sort of functional game out of this. And I'll basically test it out after it has fully generated. I'm going to paste this code into VS Code, and I'm going to showcase that it is not going to work with such a model like this. All right, just for the heck of it, I'm going to test it out by simply just clicking on the play button after I saved it, and let's see if it works. Okay, as I said, it's not going to work. And we can see over here, we can test it out again. You're going to get, it's going to load up, but within a couple seconds, it's going to prompt up a window, and it's not going to actually work. Now, I was just persistent and I wanted to showcase that you can actually use the code that was generated, but it will just require you to edit a lot of things to make it functional. And based off of the code that it generated, I basically tweaked it and I made it work by just tweaking certain lines of code to make it functional to create this snake game. And we can see over here that I was able to do this with Pygame, but it just took me a little bit longer to do so, where it took me around 10 minutes to actually generate the code. After it had generated the initial code for this game, I had to tweak certain components to make it functional. And in this case, I'm just trying to prove that something like this is not going to be like this model is not going to be able to generate code for complex solutions like this. Or you can use that time somewhere else with another language model like ChatGPT or even Llama 3 to get the output that you would want for something like this, where you would want it to generate something for a complex inquiry. Now, that's why I had stated before that this is a model that's going to be used for general inquiries or having it coupled with other algorithms to enhance its abilities. This is not something that's going to be used for a complex code generation or anything of that sort. And that's something that I wanted to really specify. Now, I'm going to be testing the model to see how good it is at complex problem solving. This is where I got a base prompt that I found online, which will assess a language model's performance in complex problem solving. Just to give you more context of this prompt, it is a prompt which is assessing how well the large language model is able to solve various components of a problem. It is basically a prompt which is asking you to be a city planner and you want to strategically solve problems such as traffic delays, pollution, as well as other components. And the answer that I got afterwards through a paragraph was quite detailed, and it did actually a great job in developing this detailed strategy that incorporated this innovative solution. It basically recommended a smart traffic management system. It also implemented a transportation system, and it also focused on where they should basically spend their money for certain expenditures. And it did a great job in terms of developing this plan. At first, it only jotted down certain points, which I should have specified beforehand, but we can see with the paragraph, it did a great job in developing this plan and helping the city out by being this planner. And that's about it for today's video on Phi-3. I hope you got some sort of value out of it. This is definitely an amazing push forward in the AI space with the small new model that will be really beneficial for a lot of us. So if you're interested, definitely take a look at all the links in the description below. Definitely recommend that you take a look at the blog post as well as this technical report because it goes further in detail on this report or this model, sorry. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Great way for you to stay up to date with the latest AI news. Make sure you follow us on the Patreon page. This is a great way for you to access subscriptions of AI tools completely for free on a monthly basis. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and check out our previous videos so you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Spread positivity, and I'll see you guys really shortly. Peace out, fellas.